Hi guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a video I'm very excited for, and I'm excited because I picked books for this video that I think I will enjoy. Hopefully. It is going to be reading Booktube's worst books of 2019. So I have chosen 5 people on Booktube, watched their either worst books or most disappointing books of 2019 videos, and chosen some books based off of them, and I decided to go with books that I thought I would like, because I think these people went into them thinking they would like them. So I'm going to go into them thinking I'm going to like them, and I have high hopes for these, and they severely disappointed the people who read them. So will they disappoint me? We'll see. I have 3 fantasy, 1 thriller, and 1 romance, and I'm very excited. So I'm going to go ahead and get to my TBR. The first one is going to be from Reagan from Peruse Project. I had a couple on hers that I wanted to read, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I've stuck to 5, and I chose 1 from her, and that is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I still have not read this book. I'm scared because of the reviews, and Reagan put it in her least liked of 2019. So that's scaring me, and I honestly have high hopes for this. It's book 3 in the Arrow of Folk and whatever trilogy. I don't ever know the name of it, but it is Jude and Carden. I devoured books 1 and 2 last year, and I really love them, so this is the finale after that cliffhanger of book 2. I'm scared, and it's short though. I think it's like less than 300 pages or just over 300 pages. That's an acknowledgement. Okay, so it is actually just 300 pages, which is really rare. It's 305 for a fantasy, as you will see on these that I have on my shelf, so I hope I like this. The next fantasy is actually a really popular one that this person didn't like, and that is one from Chandler Ainsley. Another book is kind of because of her, but someone else is on their lowest rated as well. But that is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This one was on people's favorite of 2019, and it was on Chandler's least favorite of 2019. So in this book, I know that she has some sort of physical ailment. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if she's in a wheelchair or not. I don't remember, and my sister doesn't remember. She read this book though, and I am very excited to read this because this is one that I bought a while ago from Book Outlet. It was damaged, and I didn't know I bought a damaged one because I don't think I did, but they told me I did, so that's why I have this, and I'm gonna read it for this challenge and see if I like it or if I agree with Chandler. The next one was on Chandler's list. It was also on Chelsea's channel from Chelsea Palmer. I know a lot of people dislike this book a lot, and that is In the Unlikely Event by LJ Shen. This one's actually on Audible Escape, so I have started listening to it. I'm about an hour in, and I really like it so far, but I know people have a lot of issues down the road of this book. So our main character, she in the past, so we have the present and the past, and I just flashed back to the past where she is going to visit her father's grave, who she had never met, and he lived in Ireland, and her mom had met him and had a one-night stand with him when she was traveling through Ireland, and her dad was a drunk and a musician, and so then when she's there, she runs into a priest at her father's gravesite, and he was like, oh, why don't you check Malcolm, who is, I think it was Malcolm, unless it was Callum. One guy's name's Malcolm, and one guy's name's Callum. And I don't remember who's who, because they're literally the same name, just backwards. So her current boyfriend today is one of them, and then this guy that she had met in Ireland in the past is the other one of them. And she sees the guy from her past in the present, and she's at like some club, because he's a musician, and she photographs for a producing company. Music producing company. So that's the book so far. I actually really like the flashback, and I love Ireland. I've been there twice, and I like it so far, but I've heard there's cheating, and I've heard there's annoying things that happen, so we'll see if I like it or if I'm just as disappointed with it as everybody was last year. The next one is because of Melissa from She's an Open Book, and I believe this was on Kayla from Books and Lala's lowest rated as well. So I think a lot of people dislike this, but I believe this was also on some people's favorites of 2019 as well. So that's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. All I know is this has to do with like exclusive university. It's like Yale or Harvard or something, I don't remember, some Ivy League, and secret societies. I don't even know if this is fantasy. Is this fantasy? I don't know, but I have it because it was from Book of the Month, and I decided I wanted to read it, and I know people hated it, and then I know people loved it, so I'm reading this. Then I decided to go with a book from Weeby Bookin. I was wanting to read a thriller this week as well. I've just been burnt out on bad romances lately. If you saw my last recent releases, reading vlog, I gave 2 books 2 stars and DNF'd another one, and they were all romances, and I was like, I just need a palate cleanser and read some fantasy. So I also want to read some thrillers, which I haven't gotten to do yet, and she, in her least favorites of 2019, said it was The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. I actually got this from another teacher at school. We do a book exchange every Christmas, and I remembered someone got this book and they had read it already, and so I figured out who it was and I asked to borrow it. So now I have this copy. I don't have to wait for the library to get it. And this one is about I think it's kind of like Rear Window, which I've seen. It's a classic movie. And it's about this woman who can't leave her house and then she sees something happen. I think it's going to be a movie, and I'm pretty sure Amy Adams is in it. But I've heard a lot of people don't like this, but I'm going to try it out. I've been wanting a thriller. It's a long thriller though. It's like over 400 pages. 450. And now the teacher that gave this to me said that she was shocked by the ending, but she knows that I typically can tell the ending of books. Like, there were a couple books that she loved that I could see the ending coming. Like, I think Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware she loved, and I gave that 3 stars because I didn't enjoy the ending. I thought it was pretty predictable, but we'll see if I like this. That's my TBR. I'm so excited for this. I'm so in the mood for fantasy and thrillers and fun books that I think I will like that everybody else hated. So we'll see if these are actually the worst books of 2019 that these people read in 2019. I don't know if all these came out. I don't think all these came out in 2019, but I'm gonna read these and we'll see how it goes. But I'll check in with you when I have something to tell you. Hi guys, it is Monday right now. Miss Lily is licking my hands while I'm trying to film, but let's not do that, Lily. Hi. Little Darcy's right there. She's adorable. And I went to the gym after school, and I've been listening to, you could probably hear Lily licking, sorry. I'm listening to In the Unlikely Event by LJ Shen, and it's like, it's just okay right now. I know you really want to lick me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. I get why people are annoyed because, like, nothing's wrong with her boyfriend, and literally there's nothing appealing about Mal right now. And I think I said his name was Malcolm, but it's Malarkey, I think. I don't remember, but it's okay. I liked the beginning. It had a lot of potential until they like actually met each other in the past, and now we're in the present, and she's working for 2 months with him and like is living with him. I don't get it. I don't know. And so I don't see anything appealing about him, and I don't like the way they treat each other. So, and I feel like I have a negative view right now because I know other people hate it, so it's probably gonna get worse. So that's my thoughts on that. I have, I think, about 6 hours left of the 12-hour audiobook, so I'm about halfway through. And I am almost 200 pages into Queen of Nothing, and I think my expectations are affected by other people because I'm just not impressed. And I was expecting not to be impressed, so I feel like I'm being more critical on it because I know people hate it. And it's just like, that's what you have happened after such a annoying, shocking, what the heck's gonna happen next ending of book 2. I'm like, okay, and then that's what you're gonna have happen? Like, when I don't know if I can spoil anything. I don't even know if people read the other 2 books, but when Jude sees Carden again, that's all I can say. Like, we know they're gonna be reunited in this book. I didn't like that explanation. I was like, really? And then it's like, oh, it's just fine. And I'm just like, what the heck happened to all this angst and anger and stuff we had in the other books? It's like gone. So I don't know, I'm expecting more. Not a lot has even really been happening, and the fact that I know it's only 300 pages is making me like, why is this not jam-packed full of just action the whole time and like suspense and shocking twists and everything? And it's not. I haven't been really shocked by anything, really. So yeah, we'll see how it ends. I'm just feeling just kind of like, meh, it's fine. Like, but it's not amazing. So we'll see how it ends. Hi guys, sorry for the awful lighting. It is 7:55. I've had a long week. Yesterday, it was a really long day. I didn't get home until like 9:35. And I left my house at 6:30 in the morning. So I went on a field trip to the university. It's about 10 minutes from where my high school is, and we went to an art exhibit, and it was really, really cool. And we took a select group of like 14 kids, and it was a lot of fun. But I like went to bed and then don't even remember sleeping and woke up. So it was a long day, and then of course I was right back at school the next morning. But I did finally finish In the Unlikely Event by LJ Shen. I've been listening to that in the car and when I sew, and 2 stars. That book, the chocolate bar scene has like scarred me for life. That was gross. That was gross. And literally our mate Mal was raped, but he was drunk and he kept on saying no, and the girl did it anyways, and it was so brushed off. And then, this is kind of a spoiler, I don't know, if you don't want to listen to this spoiler part, just skip this. I'll put spoiler across the screen for you. They ended up naming their child after her. Like, she literally raped you and had a baby from that, and you're gonna name your child after her. And our main character, I don't even remember her name, literally can't even remember her name, she like was okay with her cousin, or sister, sorry, she was a half sister. She's like, oh, but like she was nice. And then like I'm like, she was an awful person to you the 5 minutes you guys met. And I don't know, I hated that whole thing. I hated how her and Mal ended up getting married, because that's how you solve all your problems. But the last LJ Shin book I read, they got married too. So I'm not gonna tell you which one it was, but I just didn't like this at all. And it was, I don't know, I didn't like the extra chapters from different perspectives of like the napkin and the dead people that were ghosts and it was weird. I didn't like that writing style choice. I didn't like anything about this book at all. So 2 stars, super fun. I also finished The Queen of Nothing, and I'm giving that 3 stars. It was very anticlimactic. I just didn't care about anything, and I feel like Carden and Jude's relationship was not at all anything like it was in books 1 and 2, and everything was just like too quick and easy at the end. Like things with her stepdad, Maddox, whatever you want to, Maddox, I think that was his name, whatever you want to call him, was weird. It would just like happen in 2 seconds. And then like the thing with Carden, what happened to him was over in like 10 pages, and it just was very short and very quick and didn't wrap up the way I wanted to. And I was just kind of bored through almost all of it. Yeah. Nothing like huge and epic happened, and it just felt like it was not anything new. It was like, okay, well, we need to write a 3rd book to this trilogy, so we're just gonna end it here. I didn't really like it. I still don't like Taryn. Don't think she redeemed herself at all. We didn't really get a lot of fairy either. Like the whole point of books 1 and 2 were a lot about fairy, and in this one we didn't get too much of that either. So pretty disappointed. Gave it 3 stars. And so LJ Shen, Unlucky Event, I agree, that is one of the worst books probably of last year. But The Queen of Nothing I don't think was the worst, but I do agree it was probably a very disappointing read. That I would probably have made my disappointing reads of last year. So 0 for 2 so far out of the books that I thought I would like that people have not liked. So I am now reading, I'm 100 pages into this, and I was a little bored in the beginning. It's getting interesting now because we're getting to understand the person that she's watching. She's watching this family. She has agoraphobia. She can't leave her house, but she's a psychologist, which is interesting. But I don't like how much she is taking pills when she's not supposed to, taking too many pills, and drinking with her pills. So that is why I haven't read The Girl on the Train. I don't like thrillers with characters who are unreliable because of substance abuse, because you can't trust anything about them. I like it when it comes out later that you can't trust them because of something. Like, I don't want to spoil that book, but I've read a book recently where it's like that. So I'm not a huge fan of the fact that because she's drugged up and then she's drinking so much on her drugs that are prescribed because of all the problems she has. I don't know like what we can actually believe about what she sees and stuff, but that family across the street is very interesting, and I feel like they're gonna be what's like gonna happen with this thriller. So I don't know. The 100 pages went by really fast though, so I think I'll be able to read this fast, and then I'll move on to my next book. But tomorrow's finally Friday, and I get to spend the weekend with my puppies, so I'm very excited. And I just have to finish up an essay for my master's, and that's it. I'm only on episode 3 of Love is Blind, and it's getting a little boring now once they left the pods, so we'll see how I feel about that. But I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hi, little girl. You're so pretty. Oh, I know. What's Miss Belly doing? Hi, little girl. Oh, you're so pretty too. What did you have pretty thing? Hi Hi guys, so I have 50 pages left of The Woman in the Window, and I was getting scared last night. I got to a part that was kind of creepy. My sister was at work, I was home alone with the dogs at night, and something creepy happened with a woman alone at night, and I was just like, I can't do this right now. So every noise I heard, I thought was something in the house, and it was freaking me out. So I didn't get to finish this, but I have about 50 pages left, and like a bunch of reveals just happened, and I'm hoping that those aren't it. We'll see. Since there are 50 pages left, I am enjoying it. Like, it's going by really fast, and even though it's over 400 pages and it reads really fast, so I am liking it. I'm thinking maybe a 4-star depending on how it ends. So yeah, I'm excited to see the ending. She sees a murder happen and things go from there, and she's obviously unreliable because she abuses alcohol and pills, so there's that. But it's not annoying me as much anymore. But yeah, so it's about 11 o'clock on Saturday that I'm talking to you, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to read A Curse so Dark and Lonely next, because I asked on Instagram should I read that or Ninth House next, and it won by like 100 votes, so we're still close though. It was like 230 voted for Ninth House and like 320 voted for Curse so Dark and Lonely. So I'm gonna read that next, which is exciting. And then I did watch some Love is Blind last night, and I can just say Cameron and Lauren are freaking adorable. Cameron's just such a gentleman, and I love him, and I'm really mad about how Jessica is literally stringing Mark along, and I know what happens at the end, and I'm very mad at her, but everybody else is so cute. I love this show so much. So I'm on episode 5 right now, and it's going very well, but I'm gonna try to read a lot. I am concerned. I have a Polycon coming up in the end of March, and 4 authors dropped out on Thursday because of Corona, so we'll see if it's happening or not. The organizers did say the only way that they would cancel is if the DC forces them to. I know that we have the Arnold here in Columbus, which is the like weightlifting, bodybuilding, huge expo that Arnold Schwarzenegger is like in charge of, and they banned spectators from there, so we don't even have Corona right now in Ohio as far as I know. So I'm really nervous they're going to cancel the signing altogether. We'll see, because people literally from all over the world, and the people who canceled, I know 2 of the authors are from California, and I think one of them is in Washington, so that's why they canceled. They don't want to bring anything here, but a lot can happen in 3 weeks, and I'm nervous that this whole signing's gonna be canceled. Katie Robert canceled. I was like, super excited to meet her, but oh well. I'm gonna go read and just pray that I can still go to my signing later this month. Hi guys, so it is 1 o'clock. I just filmed 2 videos. I walked my dogs. While I was eating lunch, I finished The Woman in the Window, and the ending went by so fast. I think I finished 30 pages in like 15 minutes. It reads really fast because there's not a lot on the pages, and there's a lot of dialogue in here, and I'm giving it 4 to 5 stars. I did enjoy the ending. It was pretty surprising. I mean, it was one of the options I thought in my head, but not to that extent. I didn't know how the author would answer it if it was that answer, so I really enjoyed it. I did call something of some people in her life. That's all I can say. I did see that coming pretty early on, but while the beginning was a little slow, I was hooked to this whole thing. It was scaring me as sleeping at home by myself, and I really enjoyed it. It went by super fast, and I am excited to see the movie, and I really liked the answer for everything, and it wasn't disappointing. So I'm happy to say this is not a disappointing read for me. 4 to 5 stars. Wasn't amazing, but very entertaining, and I'm glad I picked it up. Next, I'm gonna be reading A Curse so Dark and Lonely, and it's not too long. It's, well, okay, so it's 470 pages, but it is YA. It is fantasy, but it is YA, so I think I'll read it pretty quickly. My goal is to have this done by tomorrow night. Probably it's not gonna happen, but I can dream and hopefully stay up later tonight and finish it, because I always fall asleep reading. But my dad's gonna come over with his dogs. We're gonna have some Chinese for dinner, and I'm gonna watch some Love is Blind because my sister's working tonight, and then I'll be reading this, so hopefully I get a good chunk done. All I know is that it's fantasy, Beauty and the Beast, so we'll see. Hi everybody. Sorry if my hair is like all over the place. It is 1 o'clock on Sunday, and I am almost 300 pages into A Curse so Dark and Lonely. I started it yesterday, and I am loving it so far. I love the romance. It's super slow burn, like super slow burn. Okay, I'm 270 pages in, and she like kind of hates him, but not. She's from real world DC, like today where we live, and she's kidnapped to take into this like fantasy world, and he needs someone to fall in love with him, obviously, or like his monster's been like killing people, and he needs to break the curse for his kingdom, and it's so good. I love Ren and Gray, and I really love Harper's character too, and I love the new soldier they picked up, and everything's getting crazy right now, and I'm super excited to finish this. I'm reading it so fast and I'm loving it. I already know I want to buy book 2 when I'm at Half Price Books next week, so that's About Gray, which I'm very excited for. And I like how their romance is building, because like they kind of get jealous of each other and they like notice things about each other. He just helped her, show her how to fire a bow and arrow, and of course had to like put his arms around her to show her, and it was super adorable and cute. And we're 300 pages in though, and it's super slow burn. Like they haven't even talked about liking each other. They're just like, oh, they noticed this and they noticed this, and that's it. So I'm really loving it. I don't know why Chandler didn't like it, because I'm loving it so much. And I heard this cerebral palsy rep is really great. She has limited use of one of her legs, so she limps, and like he's like, you're hurt, you're injured. She's like, I'm not. And so that's interesting so far, and I'm loving it. But I'm off to go to my parents' house. We're gonna watch the newest episode of Survivor. I'm gonna read more. And yeah, of course I've got my cheetah back on. I got this last week. I'm gonna wear it every week because I'm obsessed, and it's warm and it's kind of cold outside. So I'm gonna read this and hopefully finish it today. So hi guys, it is like 7:45 on Sunday night, and I read this all day and I absolutely loved it. Give me a 5 out of 5 stars. And so I was on Goodreads because I was marking it as finished, and lots of people gave this 2 stars, and they said it was slow and boring, and I don't think I felt like it was slow because I was reading it so fast. And I do think it's because I've been bored with a lot of other books lately that I've been really liking these. I decided to do this video after having a really slumpy feeling February because I was reading a lot of romances I thought I would like and giving them 2 stars. So after those, I'm like, these are so good. And this one, I'm giving 5 stars. I love the romance. I loved all the action in the end. I love how they were actually like people dying, because a lot of fantasies don't do that. And I mean, I guess, I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess like nothing major happened, but still. And that ending makes me so excited for book 2. I'm definitely buying book 2 next weekend. I just love this so much. It had the slow burn romance I love. It had the mystery element going on. Were they gonna fall in love to break his curse? It was so good. I loved every character. I was like laughing out loud at the end with everything her brother was saying. So it was so good. 5 out of 5 stars. I get why people don't like it because they say it was slow, and I guess a lot of people felt that way. I don't remember why Chandler didn't like this, but I really liked it because I like these kind of books. I just love them so much. So good. Thank you, Chandler, for not liking this so that I picked it up finally and loved it. Now, I'm very nervous about Ninth House. It's 450 pages. This was 480 that I just read, and I devoured that in a day and a half. But what was I on page 90 this morning? And I read 400 pages today. But this one's 450, and this one's adult and definitely more intimidating to me, and I don't know if I'll like it because of all the reviews. I know it's got to do with a secret society at a Ivy League college, and I know it's got trigger warnings for a lot of things, which I don't have any triggers, so it doesn't affect me, but it doesn't mean I enjoy reading about those things. So we shall see. I'll read today, some more tonight, and then see how much I can read tomorrow. I do have Tuesday off randomly. So our school district typically closes on election days, and they were not sure when the Ohio primaries was going to be, so they had it on the 17th, and then they didn't want it on St. Patrick's Day, so they moved it to, what, the 10th? And then they moved it back. I think it was the 10th because they moved it back to the 17th, but we had already established our calendar, so we have a random Tuesday off, which has never happened before. This is my 5th year of teaching. I've never had a random Tuesday off, and I'm really annoyed about it, but it's fine. I'd rather have a 3-day weekend, but we go to school tomorrow, so Monday is going to feel like a Friday because we get a break, so I guess that's fine. And I have something fun planned for tomorrow. I get Tuesday to read, so my goal is to finish this by the end of Tuesday, because then I want to start reading my Dark Vanessa, which I'm very intrigued about. So, but that's not part of this video. That'll be part of my next vlog because I'm doing some new releases reading. I'm going to read My Dark Vanessa, and then I'm going to read Christina Lauren's new book. So, gotta get this done so I can start that vlog before the Historical Romance Readathon that's happening on the 16th. I have so many reading plans. Like, my whole March is pretty much booked of reading, and I already know I have 2 arcs coming to my Kindle that I have to read before the 17th. I just have periods where I have a ton to read, and then I have periods where I have nothing to read. So this is when I have a ton to read, but that's fine. We'll see how this goes, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. What? Miss Lily took my spot again. in my bed. But there's Miss Darcy. Do you see how her legs are? She's silly. But oh boy, I'm 100 pages into this. And I don't care. It is so boring. Nothing's really happening. We have like a ritual in the beginning, and I'm 100 pages in. We just got our second ritual. I don't get what the point of the book is. I don't get anything. I didn't even know it was fantasy. I don't know where I missed that, but it's fantasy. Their character can see ghosts, and they have weird rituals that I don't get. I don't get her point. I don't get anything. So I'm super tempted to DNF, but I don't want to. I just want to see how it goes and actually finish this. So it's 9:40 right now. I'm hoping to get to 150 tonight. I'm really hoping I'm getting to more than 150, but I do have tomorrow off. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I get to read all day tomorrow, so I'm going to read this. My plan is to finish this tomorrow if I don't DNF it first. In our room is love. We get to spend all day together. Hi guys, it's Tuesday, and I am closing out this vlog. I have read 130 pages of this, and I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to say a quick spoiler, so I'll put the spoiler up here. It'll say spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, mute me for like a minute. I am not, okay, so I said I don't have any triggers, but that does not mean I enjoy reading about children getting raped. I knew there was something about rape in here. I did not realize our main character was going to reflect on when she was 12 and got raped by a ghost. And we get that scene, and I was just like, no thank you. I don't need this right now. I don't enjoy reading books like that, and this plot was going nowhere. Like, that happened around like 1:15. We're still getting background of these characters, and we are 130 pages into this book. That is sometimes half the length of a novel, and all we were getting was background information. I just did not care about these characters. I still don't understand this world or what's going on. Many people have conflicted feelings on Instagram. They've been telling me, oh, keep on reading it, it gets so good. And others are saying, I still don't get this book. I DNF'd it too. I didn't enjoy it. And I know I'm reading this book for the worst books of 2019. And I don't want to finish it. I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't understand what's going on. I think Darlington is his name. He's still missing, but then all of a sudden he's there, and then I realize, oh, are we in the past right now? There's just so much reflection of the past in here that I don't care. I still don't get why they picked her, because it's supposed to be this elite school, but they picked her because she can see ghosts, but like she's not elite at all. I don't know. Like, I get why she has a bad past. I'm just not enjoying this. It's not really the fantasy I want. It's not the mystery aspect that I want, or the like secret society thing I want. It's just all very confusing, and I don't think it'll get better, and I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm going to DNF it. This is the year I'm DNFing books, and I know I just said yesterday I really don't want to DNF this, but after reading that scene, I'm just like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to enjoy the rest of this book. It's not going to be something I'm going to like, so I'm just not going to finish it. So DNF, I definitely agree. This is one of the most disappointing books that I've read that released last year. Alright, so I'm going to go through all the books that I've read. I read 5 books for this challenge, DNF'd 1, so I technically read 4. The first book I read was In the Unlikely Event by L.J. Shen, and I gave it 2 stars. It was awful. I agree with everybody who hated this book. Then I picked up The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This was not awful, but I was disappointed. It was just very lackluster, very anticlimactic. I didn't get anything that happened because it felt just like it all just happened, and there was no big climax. There was no culmination of their angst and their romance. It was just very done. And I was just like, well, that just happened, and I'm not happy at all. So 3 stars. I didn't really care, but it wasn't bad. So it was probably a disappointing read. It would have fallen on my most disappointing of 2019, but not the worst. Then I finished The Woman in the Window by somebody. I already returned my copy to school because I borrowed it from our media specialist, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's because I was just flying through it. It was so engaging and entertaining, and I was pretty surprised by the end. I guess it could have been that answer, but I didn't know why, and so I really did like it. So 4 out of 5 stars. nice surprise. The biggest surprise of this video, which is the one I picked because I think it was the one I would have loved the most, is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I know a lot of people have given this 2 stars because of how slow it is. I personally did not think it was slow because I was in the mood for YA fantasy, and I was just so into this book that I literally read 400 pages of it in a day. A little less than 400 pages of it in one day because I could not put it down. I loved Ren. I loved Harper. I cannot wait for Gray in book 2. I'm just freaking out about these characters and about this world, and I love the Beauty and the Beast retelling aspect and how it did it so well in such a new way, because that fairy tale has been done a million times. I love this so much. 5 out of 5 stars. In my DNF 9th house, I just can't. That's all I'm going to say. I had so much fun doing this video. Let me know down below if you've read any 5 of these. And if you agree with my thoughts or not, I would love to hear. And let me know if you want more videos like this. I would love to hear. I had so much fun doing it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.